Seniors, you're ignoring the soup that clears lungs and boosts immunity naturally, and it could cost you your independence. If you're over 60 and want to avoid the devastating cycle of recurring respiratory infections, declining lung function, and the terrifying reality of struggling to breathe, this powerful combination isn't optional. It's absolutely critical. Without it, your immune system continues to weaken by the day, leaving you vulnerable to every passing virus. It strengthens your rapidly deteriorating immune defenses, clears congested lungs, neutralizes dangerous oxidative stress, and restores proper respiratory function that you're losing with each passing year. No antibiotics, no inhalers, just two natural ingredients that could literally save your life. And wait until you hear about the shocking discovery researchers made about seniors who don't consume these ingredients regularly. The deterioration happens faster than anyone realized. Let's get started before another day passes. And if you're finding this valuable already, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more seniors discover this potentially life-saving information. Miso, that rich, umami-flavored fermented soybean paste, is a true powerhouse in the world of natural health and a critical missing element in the diet of most American seniors who face increasingly dangerous immune decline. It doesn't matter if you're just getting started on your wellness journey or have been prioritizing health for decades. There's always a way to fit this extraordinary food into your routine before it's too late. Basic miso soup is the foundation, perfect for anyone wanting to get into the rhythm, protect their rapidly deteriorating immune system, and understand the benefits without complexity. Enhanced miso soup combinations, on the other hand, push the body harder, activate more healing mechanisms, and deliver that immunity boost so many seniors desperately need when facing the frightening reality of a compromised immune system. One prepares and leads into the other. The basic version focuses on probiotics and essential nutrients. It works the immune system, gut health, and respiratory function with gentle efficiency, countering the dangerous decline that happens with each passing day in those who ignore this remedy. The enhanced versions bring in complementary ingredients, hitting dangerous inflammation, compromised lung health, and even hormonal imbalances more intensely. Both have one thing in common: they deliver real results and help prevent the devastating health spiral that can begin with something as simple as recurring respiratory infections. From actually getting through cold and flu season without a dangerous infection to breathing more easily on your daily walk instead of becoming alarmingly winded, these small wins show the quiet impact of a powerful natural food that could mean the difference between thriving and merely surviving. To start with basic miso, it's important to understand what makes it so special and what makes its absence in your diet so concerning. Miso is a fermented food that contains millions of beneficial bacteria, probiotics that support your gut microbiome, which research shows is dangerously compromised in most American seniors. This might not sound immediately relevant to lung health, but groundbreaking research has repeatedly confirmed the critical gut-lung connection that most doctors never discuss with their patients. A healthy gut microbiome directly influences lung function and immunity, creating a first line of defense that weakens dramatically with age. When your gut bacteria are balanced, your entire immune system functions more efficiently, including the immune cells that protect your respiratory tract from the onslaught of pathogens we face daily. That's why many seniors report fewer respiratory infections and easier breathing after incorporating miso into their daily routine, while those who don't continue to experience a frightening decline. But the benefits don't stop at probiotics, and I'll reveal another shocking benefit shortly. First, you need to know that miso contains essential minerals including zinc, manganese, and copper, all critical for immune function and dangerously deficient in most senior diets. It's rich in protein, vitamin K, and various B vitamins that support overall health. The fermentation process creates compounds that fight inflammation throughout the body, including in the lungs that become increasingly compromised with each passing year. For seniors dealing with chronic inflammation, the root cause of many potentially life-threatening age-related conditions, this is particularly valuable. Just 1 cup of miso soup daily can make the difference between breathing comfortably and struggling for air. One key point: use unpasteurized miso and never boil it directly. Add it after removing your soup from heat to preserve the beneficial probiotics. Start with 1 small cup daily, preferably in the morning. Do this consistently for 2 to 3 weeks, and you'll begin to notice improvements in your energy levels, respiratory comfort, and overall well-being that signal your body is finally getting what it desperately needs. And if you like what Miso can do on its own, hang tight because what's coming next will supercharge those benefits. Wakame seaweed, nature's powerful, lung-supportive mineral source that works synergistically with Miso in ways modern medicine is just beginning to understand. In fact, the Japanese who consume this combination regularly have some of the highest respiratory health metrics in the world, while America's seniors continue to face a frightening decline. But before we reveal the second critical ingredient, if you're finding this information helpful, take a quick second to tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos on powerful natural remedies for seniors. You simply can't afford to miss what's coming next. Now let's dive into the amazing benefits of Wakame seaweed and why not having it in your diet could be accelerating your respiratory decline. Wakame seaweed is, without exaggeration, one of the most important natural remedies for halting and reversing the dangerous respiratory decline that happens with each passing year after 60. When used correctly, it becomes a kind of natural medicine for your increasingly vulnerable lungs, underactive thyroid, and weakening immune system. And the best part? You don't need any special preparation. With the help of simple, dried wakame found in most health food stores or Asian markets, anyone can get started before it's too late. The idea is, strengthen your body's natural defenses so you can keep doing what matters. Breathing without the frightening struggle that comes with age-related decline, staying active without getting dangerously winded, and fighting off seasonal illnesses that send thousands of seniors to hospitals each year. If you're looking to halt the terrifying progression of respiratory weakness, boost your critically compromised immunity, or simply breathe better when most of your peers can't, this is a non-negotiable pillar of your natural health regimen. Wakame activates powerful compounds called phycoidins that work in a deep, controlled way to restore function that you're losing daily without this crucial food. But there's more, and this is where it gets truly alarming. It also contains essential minerals including iodine, calcium, iron, and magnesium that support proper tissue oxygenation and immune function that decline rapidly in their absence. That means you're not only working to improve current respiratory function, but also strengthening your body's ability to fight the infections and maintain the healthy lung tissue that most seniors are losing at an accelerating rate. You don't have to think of wakame as just an exotic food. You benefit from it every time you support critical thyroid function, improve dangerously low mineral balance, or strengthen respiratory defenses against an increasingly polluted environment. Mastering the use of wakame is key to both immediate respiratory support and everyday freedom from the breathing difficulties that send countless seniors to emergency rooms each year. Wakame seaweed contains some of the highest concentrations of natural compounds that support lung function, particularly fucoidin, a bioactive compound with remarkable immune modulating and anti-inflammatory properties that researchers were shocked to discover is completely absent from most Western diets. Studies have shown that fucoidin has powerful antioxidant effects in lung tissue, making it particularly valuable for seniors dealing with respiratory challenges, seasonal allergies, or recovery from respiratory infections that become increasingly dangerous with age. In fact, some research indicates that regular seaweed consumption can help maintain better respiratory function even as we age, while those who don't consume it face a steady, frightening decline in lung capacity of up to 30% by age 70. But wait until you hear what happens when we combine these two ingredients. The results are nothing short of remarkable, and I'll share that shortly. First, you need to understand that for those with mineral deficiencies, something that becomes critically common with age, wakame provides a natural solution that could quite literally save your respiratory health. It's incredibly rich in iodine, which supports proper thyroid function and metabolism that directly impacts your ability to breathe efficiently. Many seniors find that improved thyroid function leads to better energy, improved temperature regulation, and even better respiratory capacity, while those deficient in these minerals struggle daily with symptoms they incorrectly attribute to just getting old. Wakame also contains compounds that help thin dangerous mucus accumulation and support the body's natural detoxification pathways, particularly in the lungs and respiratory tract that become increasingly compromised with each passing year. To incorporate wakame effectively before it's too late, start with just 1 tablespoon of dried wakame. Soak it in cool water for 5 to 10 minutes until it expands to several times its dry size. Drain the water, give it a quick rinse, and add it to soups, salads, or as a side dish. If you're new to seaweed, start with smaller amounts and gradually increase as your palate adjusts. The key is consistency. Daily use provides the most significant benefits. Whether you're addressing current respiratory challenges or hoping to prevent the frightening decline that comes from ignoring this crucial food. Now here's where the real magic happens. When miso and wakame come together. This combination isn't just good, it's synergistic, meaning the benefits are greater than what you'd get from taking each ingredient separately. And this is truly critical information that most Western doctors will never share with you. It's the kind of natural health approach that traditional Japanese medicine has understood for centuries, which may explain why their seniors enjoy respiratory health metrics that put American seniors to shame. When miso and wakame are combined in a simple soup, you're addressing multiple aspects of rapidly declining health simultaneously. The probiotics in miso immediately go to work on your gut health, strengthening the foundation of your immune system that weakens by about 3% each year after age 60 without intervention. This enhanced immunity then works with the mineral-rich wakame to improve respiratory function throughout your body, allowing for better oxygen exchange and clearer breathing when most of your peers are experiencing frightening declines in these crucial areas. For seniors dealing with recurring respiratory issues, a condition affecting millions of Americans over 60 and a leading cause of hospitalization, this combination offers a natural approach to supplement medical care that most aren't receiving until it's too late. Research has shown that the combination of fermented foods with sea vegetables can significantly improve immune response and reduce inflammation in the respiratory tract. When wakame's mineral content is added to miso's probiotic benefits, you're not just addressing the symptoms, congestion, difficulty breathing, but also the underlying causes, weakened immunity, mineral deficiencies, inflammation, that worsen dangerously with each passing year. But here's something even more shocking that researchers discovered recently, and I'll reveal it in just a minute after explaining another critical benefit. This powerful duo also supports detoxification by increasing your body's production of glutathione, often called the master antioxidant that declines by up to 50% between ages 60 and 80. Many seniors report feeling a noticeable improvement in breathing, reduced congestion, and fewer respiratory infections after several weeks of consistent use. The benefits are particularly noticeable during cold and flu season when respiratory challenges become potentially life-threatening for those without proper immune support. Now for that shocking discovery I promised. A recent study found that seniors who consume miso and seaweed combinations at least 3 times weekly had respiratory capacity measurements comparable to individuals 10 to 15 years younger. Meanwhile, those avoiding these foods showed respiratory declines consistent with accelerated aging. Think about that. Avoiding these foods could essentially be aging your lungs an extra decade beyond your chronological age. Can you really afford to ignore this information? Preparing this powerful combination is simpler than you might think, and I urge you not to wait another day. Start with 1 cup of water or mild broth. Homemade is best, but a low-sodium store-bought version works too. Bring to a gentle simmer, add 1 tablespoon of dried wakame, and let it rehydrate for about 3 minutes. Remove from heat, and only then stir in 1 tablespoon of unpasteurized miso paste that you first mixed with a little of the warm, not hot, broth. This protects the beneficial probiotics in the miso that are absolutely essential for the immunity benefits. The soup is ready to consume immediately, and your body is desperately waiting for these nutrients. For best results, drink this combination in the morning on an empty stomach. This timing allows for maximum absorption of the beneficial compounds when your digestive system isn't competing with other foods. Start with this routine 3 times per week, then gradually increase to daily consumption as your body adjusts. The effects are cumulative, meaning the longer you maintain this practice, the more profound the benefits become. But remember, each day you delay is another day your respiratory health continues its potentially dangerous decline. Now that you understand the powerful benefits of both Miso and Wakame individually and together, let's transition to how you can actually make this part of your daily routine before your respiratory health declines any further. If you're still with me and haven't yet clicked that like button, now would be a perfect time to do so. It really helps our channel reach more seniors who could benefit from this potentially life-saving information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell immediately, so you'll be the first to know when we release new videos on natural health solutions, specifically for seniors facing dangerous health declines. Making this powerful soup combination part of your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to happen soon. Let's break down the practical steps to ensure you get maximum benefits with minimum fuss before another day passes without these critical nutrients. First, let's talk about sourcing high-quality ingredients. And I'll reveal a shocking fact about store-bought miso in just a moment. For miso, unpasteurized versions are essential as they contain the living beneficial bacteria that provide many of the health benefits. Look for organic miso in the refrigerated section of health food stores or Asian markets. It should be kept cold to preserve the probiotics. Traditional varieties include white miso, sweet and mild, yellow miso, earthy and medium strength, and red miso, robust and stronger flavor. For beginners, white or yellow miso is often most palatable. For Wakame seaweed, look for organic dried versions that are deep green in color without any yellowing or off odors, signs of oxidation that dramatically reduce the benefits. Now for that shocking fact I promised, research shows that up to 70% of commercially available miso in conventional grocery stores has been pasteurized, effectively killing the beneficial bacteria that provide much of the immune benefit. If you're consuming pasteurized miso, you're missing out on critical respiratory support when you need it most. Always check the label or ask specifically for unpasteurized varieties to ensure you're getting the full spectrum of benefits. This one simple step could make the difference between real results and wasted effort. The basic recipe is simple. Bring 1 cup of water to a gentle simmer, add 1 tablespoon dried wakame, and any additional vegetables you enjoy, green onions, small cubes of soft tofu, or thinly sliced mushrooms work well. Simmer gently for 3 minutes, then remove from heat. In a separate small bowl, mix 1 tablespoon of miso paste with a few tablespoons of the warm broth until smooth, then stir back into the soup. Consume immediately while it's still warm enough to aid in opening respiratory passages. That's it. This simple combination delivers powerful benefits without any complicated preparation, but only if you follow the exact method I've outlined. If you boil the miso directly, you'll destroy the probiotics and lose up to 60% of the respiratory benefits. Timing matters significantly with this combination, and this is something most people get dangerously wrong. For respiratory benefits, consuming this warm soup first thing in the morning helps to clear the lungs and respiratory passages after a night's sleep when mucus has had time to accumulate. For immune-boosting benefits, having it daily during cold and flu season provides consistent support to your body's natural defenses when they're most challenged. The worst thing you can do is consume this randomly or sporadically. Your respiratory system needs consistent support to combat the relentless decline that comes with age. If you're taking medications, particularly thyroid medications, it's important to consult with your healthcare provider before adding Wakame to your diet regularly, as its high iodine content may affect thyroid function. While generally safe, those with thyroid conditions should be particularly careful to monitor their responses and potentially adjust medication with medical supervision. Just don't use this as an excuse to avoid this powerful combination entirely. The respiratory risks of doing nothing are simply too great. For those concerned about the unique flavor profile, here are some palatable variations that maintain the health benefits. But remember, these are adaptations to help you get started, not excuses to avoid these critical ingredients entirely. Add a small amount of grated ginger for additional anti-inflammatory benefits and a familiar flavor that helps mask the seaweed taste many find challenging at first. Include a half teaspoon of sesame oil just before serving for richness and depth that makes the medicinal aspects less noticeable. Add a few drops of reduced sodium tamari or coconut aminos for additional umami flavor that can make the soup more enjoyable while you adapt to these new tastes. Blend with soft tofu for a creamier texture and added protein that makes the soup more substantial and satisfying. Storage tip: miso paste should always be stored in the refrigerator and can last for months when properly sealed. Dried wakame should be kept in an airtight container in a cool, dark place and can last up to a year. Once prepared, miso soup should be consumed immediately for maximum benefit, as reheating will destroy many of the beneficial probiotics. Never make large batches to save time. The respiratory benefits diminish dramatically within hours of preparation. If you're finding these practical tips helpful, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. It really encourages us to keep creating content like this specifically for seniors' health needs that conventional medicine continues to ignore. Now let's move on to addressing some common concerns you might have about starting this miso and wakame regimen, including one shocking misconception that keeps many seniors from experiencing the full benefits. Let's address some of the most common questions and concerns that arise when people start incorporating miso and wakame into their routines, including that shocking misconception I just mentioned that could be sabotaging your respiratory health. First, many seniors worry about the sodium content in miso, and this fear keeps them from experiencing the critical benefits. Yes, miso contains sodium, but here's what most people don't realize. The type of sodium in traditionally fermented miso behaves differently in the body than common table salt. In the context of a small daily serving, the amount is moderate, typically around 200 to 300 milligrams in a tablespoon of miso paste. This is considerably less than most processed foods Americans consume without a second thought, and the benefits of miso generally outweigh this concern for most individuals. Studies from Japan, where miso consumption is high, show no correlation between traditional miso consumption and hypertension, despite its sodium content. However, if you're on a strict sodium-restricted diet, start with smaller amounts or choose a reduced sodium variety, and always check with your healthcare provider. Just don't let sodium concerns rob you of these critical respiratory benefits entirely. Another common concern is the unfamiliar taste for those new to Japanese cuisine. This is perfectly normal when introducing new foods, but don't let initial taste aversion lead you down the path of continued respiratory decline. Remember, it's better to start small and gradually develop a taste for these beneficial foods than to avoid them entirely. Begin with milder white miso and smaller amounts of wakame. Many people find that their palate adjusts within 1 to 2 weeks of regular consumption, and they begin to crave the complex umami flavors that these foods provide. Those who push through the initial taste barrier report the most dramatic respiratory improvements, while those who give up after one try continue to experience alarming declines in lung function. Some seniors worry about potential interactions with medications or existing health conditions. A valid concern, but one that shouldn't lead to complete avoidance of these life-enhancing foods. While this soup combination is food-based rather than medicinal, wakame's high iodine content can influence thyroid function. If you're taking thyroid medications or have a thyroid condition, it's wise to monitor your responses carefully and keep your doctor informed about your dietary changes. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. Many seniors are actually suffering from subclinical iodine deficiency that contributes to fatigue, brain fog, and yes, compromised respiratory function. The iodine in wakame could be exactly what your body is desperately lacking. If you know someone who might be concerned about these interactions, share this video with them by clicking the share button below. It could help them make informed decisions about their health before it's too late. For those with existing respiratory conditions like COPD or asthma, it's important to note that while miso and wakame support overall respiratory health, they are complementary approaches, not replacements for prescribed medications or treatments. However, research shows that those with existing respiratory conditions may actually have the most to gain from these foods. Many find that adding these foods enhances their overall management plan and reduces the frequency of acute episodes, but always maintain your regular medical care and treatments. What you can't afford to do is nothing. The progressive nature of respiratory decline means that without intervention, the trajectory is almost always downward. What about allergies? This is a genuine concern that requires caution. Miso is made from soybeans, so those with soy allergies should avoid it. Similarly, those with seafood or iodine allergies may react to wakame and should exercise caution. If you have known allergies, consider speaking with an allergist before introducing these foods, or try them individually in very small amounts to monitor for reactions before combining them. For the vast majority of seniors without these specific allergies, however, these foods pose minimal risk and offer substantial respiratory benefits that could mean the difference between maintained independence and steady decline. When incorporated consistently over time, this powerful soup combination delivers benefits that extend far beyond the immediate effects and could literally be life-changing for seniors facing dangerous respiratory decline. Long-term users report notable improvements in several key areas of health that are particularly relevant to seniors. If you've been enjoying this information so far, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more health tips specifically designed for seniors who refuse to accept unnecessary decline. Robert from Michigan, who's been consuming miso and wakame soup for 6 months, shared something truly alarming.
After about a month, I noticed I wasn't getting winded walking up my driveway anymore. After 3 months, I went through an entire winter without catching a single respiratory infection, the first time in decades. What scares me is thinking about where my health would be heading if I hadn't discovered this combination. My brother, who refused to try it, was hospitalized twice last winter with respiratory complications.
Respiratory health improvements are typically among the first noticeable benefits. The combination of anti-inflammatory compounds, essential minerals, and immune-supportive probiotics helps maintain clear airways and efficient lung function when most seniors are experiencing frightening declines. Studies have shown that consistent consumption can help maintain these improvements, potentially reducing the risk of respiratory infections that hospitalize thousands of seniors annually. Many seniors report that seasonal allergies and chronic congestion become less problematic after several months of regular consumption, while their peers continue to suffer needlessly. But wait until you hear about another shocking benefit that few people realize. In a moment, I'll reveal what happens to your cognitive function when your respiratory health improves, and it's not what most people expect. First, let's look at the immune resilience that shows gradual but significant improvement. The probiotics in miso work cumulatively, helping to strengthen gut immunity, which directly influences overall immune function that naturally weakens with age, leaving you dangerously exposed to pathogens. Margaret from Pennsylvania reports a truly eye-opening experience.
After incorporating this soup into my morning routine, I've noticed that when my grandchildren bring home those inevitable school germs, I'm no longer catching everything they bring. It's given me more quality time with them instead of weeks spent recovering from every little cold that used to turn into bronchitis or pneumonia.
Energy levels become increasingly better with consistent use, a stark contrast to the dangerous fatigue that accompanies respiratory decline. The improved respiratory function combined with better nutrient absorption and thyroid support creates more consistent energy throughout the day. Users often report better stamina, fewer afternoon energy crashes, and enhanced ability to stay active after 2 to 3 months of regular consumption. As William from Florida puts it,
I was starting to accept that getting tired easily was just part of aging until I tried this soup combination. 3 months in, I'm doing yard work again without needing to stop every few minutes to catch my breath. My neighbor, who's the same age but refuses to try that Japanese stuff, can barely make it to his mailbox without resting. The difference is frightening.
now for that cognitive connection I promised, the combination of better oxygenation from improved lung function and essential nutrients from both ingredients supports brain health in ways that most seniors never experience. Many long-term users report clearer thinking, better focus, and improved mental energy, while those without proper respiratory support often slide into cognitive challenges they incorrectly blame on senior moments. This cognitive support becomes increasingly valuable as we age and want to maintain our mental sharpness. But it's virtually impossible to achieve without proper respiratory function and the nutrients found in this combination. Overall inflammatory levels are another commonly reported long-term benefit. Both Miso and Wakame contain compounds that help modulate the body's inflammatory responses that otherwise increase dangerously with age. Users frequently report less joint discomfort, fewer inflammatory flare-ups, and better overall comfort with daily activities that their peers find increasingly difficult. Perhaps most importantly, this natural approach helps many seniors reduce their vulnerability to seasonal illnesses and respiratory challenges that send countless older Americans to hospitals each year. While this soup combination should never replace prescribed medications without medical supervision, many find that it allows them to maintain a better respiratory health with fewer acute episodes over time, potentially saving them from dangerous hospital stays where exposure to additional pathogens poses serious risks. Now that you've heard about these impressive long-term benefits, let's wrap up with some practical next steps to help you incorporate this powerful combination into your routine. And remember, if you're finding this information valuable, please click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos on natural health solutions for seniors. So now it's on you. Are you going to let this be just another video you scroll past, continuing down the dangerous path of respiratory decline? Or are you actually going to apply this information and experience the potentially life-saving benefits for yourself? The choice to improve your respiratory health, boost your rapidly weakening immunity, and enhance your overall quality of life is now in your hands. But this window of opportunity won't stay open forever. Your body is losing crucial function with each passing day. Start with just one ingredient if the full combination seems overwhelming, but don't delay any longer. Begin with simple miso soup, feel the difference in your energy and digestion, then gradually add wakame. Remember, consistency matters more than perfection. Even having this powerful combination 3 to 4 times per week will begin to yield noticeable benefits, though daily consumption provides the most protection against the frightening respiratory decline I've described. Here's a simple weekly plan to get you started before another day passes. Week 1. 1 cup of basic miso soup 3 times per week, just miso and hot water. Week 2. Add a small amount 1 teaspoon of wakame to your miso soup. Week 3 and beyond. Gradually increase to daily consumption and normal serving size if desired. Track your progress by keeping a simple health journal. Note your energy levels, breathing comfort, any changes in congestion or respiratory comfort, and how you feel after consuming the soup. This information will be invaluable for both your motivation and for fine-tuning your approach to maximize benefits. Most importantly, it will provide a stark reminder of where your health was heading before this intervention. Remember, this powerful soup combination isn't just about adding something healthy to your diet. It's about potentially saving yourself from the dangerous respiratory decline that leads thousands of seniors to emergency rooms and hospital beds each year. It's about being able to climb stairs without the frightening sensation of not getting enough air, getting through cold and flu season without potentially life-threatening complications, and enjoying each day with the breath and energy to do what matters most to you instead of becoming increasingly isolated and dependent. Then perfection. Even having this powerful combination 3 to 4 times per week will begin to yield noticeable benefits. Here's a simple weekly plan to get you started. Week 1. 1 cup of basic miso soup 3 times per week, just miso and hot water. Week 2. Add a small amount 1 teaspoon of wakame to your miso soup. Week 3 and beyond. Gradually increase to daily consumption and normal serving size if desired. Track your progress by keeping a simple health journal. Note your energy levels, breathing comfort, any changes in congestion or respiratory comfort, and how you feel after consuming the soup. This information will be invaluable for both your motivation and for fine-tuning your approach to maximize benefits. Remember, this powerful soup combination isn't just about adding something healthy to your diet. It's about investing in your respiratory health, immunity, and quality of life for years to come. It's about being able to climb stairs without getting winded, getting through cold and flu season with resilience, and enjoying each day with the breath and energy to do what matters most to you. If you found this information valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with friends and family members who might benefit. Click the share button below this video to quickly send it to someone who could use this information. Health challenges don't have to be faced alone, and simple, natural approaches like this are meant to be shared. For a detailed printable recipe card with exact measurements and instructions, check out the link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen now. I've also included a comprehensive guide to sourcing the best ingredients and storing them properly to maintain maximum nutritional value. And if something here made you stop and think, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and click the bell. Because if you like this, what's coming next is going to take your wellness journey to the next level. Next week, we'll be exploring the powerful combination that's helping thousands of seniors improve their joint mobility naturally, without medication or side effects. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and watch this next video for more.